What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the Adult. All right, man, look. So I got a request from enough of you show business partners of mine requesting that I speak on George Foreman, his assessment of Anthony Joshua on TMZ, and him saying that volunteering to be Anthony Joshua's manager. Okay. First of all, there's no coffee. There's no. I'm not. I drank enough coffee. I did 2 videos prior. Okay, so I got a full cup in my stomach. But as far as George Foreman and TMZ, I saw it. Okay, the first thing I want to say is it was hysterical. Looking at understanding his age and where we at with technology, you saw there was too much here. And when he was speaking to TMZ, like the screen was like here, and there was just too much space here. So he was just like, yeah. So I'm George Foreman. It was a fun. He's like looking over the screen, like, yeah, I'm a George. That was the funniest thing in the world. I loved it to death. But outside of that, what he actually said, content amazing. Okay. First, I want to say, look, like I said before, if I haven't had championship rounds as a great boxer, fighting the likes of Ali, George Foreman, stuff like, I'm doing more listening than anything. So I listen to George Foreman. Most of it I agree with. Only one thing I disagree with, but who am I? But let's talk about everything I agreed with. All right. George Foreman said he saw flaws in Anthony Joshua's training, doing the neck roll. Okay, on the floor to strengthen his neck, maybe to absorb more punches. He said, actually, it makes your jaw weaker. He brought up Sonny Liston doing that and how Muhammad Ali knocked him down with the anchor punch. So he said it actually makes your chin weaker. He shouldn't be doing that. He also said that he doesn't think that Anthony Joshua should have an immediate rematch. He said that your chin, when you get knocked out, your jaw is broken, just like a broken leg. And he said that he should take like a year to recover. That reminds me of Roy Jones Jr. getting knocked out by Tarver, coming back in 3 months, and then being knocked to a seizure by Glenn Johnson. Meldrick Taylor, David Reed, people like that coming back too quickly, not really looking the same. Can't absorb a punch. So George Foreman definitely has a point there. He also said Anthony Joshua is going to come back better. Because, like I said before, there is nothing better for a champion than a good ass whooping. That brings to George Foreman. After George Foreman lost to Muhammad Ali, he hit rock bottom. He didn't know how to take a good butt whooping. He felt himself to be invincible. But then when he resurrected, bald head, older, cheeseburger George Foreman, he was actually a better boxer. Not a better athlete, of course not. But he can go beyond eight rounds, go beyond 5 rounds. He knew how to work his stamina, how to work his jab a little bit better. He didn't have great feet gone, but he became a better boxer, skill-wise also. I always thought he improved, okay? So George Foreman, he has a point there. He also said that Anthony Joshua should fight overseas, fight back home, if they have the rematch, which they're going to. My only thing is, if I was Andy Ruiz, I'd say, I'm the unified champion. You fight where I say. We're going to fight right here, my hometown. But I understand where George Foreman's coming from. Because he's coming from the perspective, protecting Anthony Joshua. So I get that too. Great point there too. He also said in rematching Andy Ruiz, coming back too soon, that's not a good idea because you don't know exactly what you did wrong the first time. Another great point. The only thing that I don't agree with George Foreman, what he said that he would like to be the manager for Anthony Joshua. There is a real reason why I don't agree with that. But like I said, George Foreman, he's a Hall of Famer. He knows better. But what I'm saying is when you are a great fighter, a great athlete, it's very hard for them to be successful as coaches. Why? Because they are the great ones. They don't really understand why they're so great in what they do. It's hard for them to convey it, communicate that. But when you're not as great, all you do is study the great ones. That's why they make for better coaches and managers. Freddie Roach, Buddy McGirt. How great were they, really, as fighters? Now you have, exceptions like you have your boy Roger Mayweather. But the thing is, Roger was training his nephew, a better version of himself, a better version of his brother as well. Okay? That's a different thing. That's a genetic thing. But I'm talking about being a Roy Jones Jr. Look at the fighters he trained. Michael Jordan. You think he'd be a great coach? He tried. Not so good. So when it comes to people being great and showing others how to, that's almost impossible. Ask Mike Singletary when he called himself coach in the 49ers. Fired. Because he's a great player, making for a not so great coach. So those are the things I agree with George Foreman. That's the one thing I disagree with. But like I said, who am I? I think he can add for some help. Like I said, Mark Breland, being an assistant trainer of Deontay Wilder, he was a gold medalist, great fighter, but not as a professional so much. So, like I said, when you're not, the greatest, you'll do better managing, coaching, training, okay? But everything else, I definitely agree with. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like I said, man, I'll be going live this Saturday for the Triple G and Steve Rose fight. Looking forward to that on DAZN. ShowBizz the dope. No. ShowBizz the dope. I'm out.